Welcome to the Nifty Chicks and this NFTruth episode. We had the honor of being on a panel with some awesome ladies at NFT.NYC 2022, and we thought we should share some snippets from that conversation. Let's do this.
What are some ways that NFT and I are trying to educate women and get more women into the space? What are some other ways that we can all work together to help educate and just really get the word out there that it's okay to come in to this male-dominated space?
So, one of the reasons why we started the Nifty Chicks is because when I was stepping into the space and I was Googling how to set up a MetaMask, all these very basic, foundational steps that you need to succeed in the crypto space, every video I came across, every voice was a male voice and a male face. And it made me feel like I was stepping into the wrong space because I didn't look like them. And so, one of the things that we're doing on the Nifty Chicks is to, have various episodes starting with tutorials on like how to get set up, all those basic questions. What is an NFT? There's so much shame about asking these very basic questions, but these are all questions we all had at any point. And so I think if we, all of us are here on stage talking to all of you, making ourselves present that, there are no dumb questions. Like, we want to be a resource to all women because we want to be the voice and a face for all women stepping into this space. I think it's important for women to feel like they have someone, similar looking at them when setting up something like a MetaMask.
I think demystifying the investment nature of the space is really important to onboard women and to get more women involved. I love what Maya just said about making sure you're hiring more women, and I commend you for that point. That is really a big part of it too. So if you're a woman in this space and you're leading, hire women and bring women in to also have a seat at the table. Let's not make it so hard for one another to have seats at the table. But yeah, I think demystifying the financial aspect of the investment portion of what NFTs and crypto represents is so important. For me personally, I grew up in an environment where the word investment wasn't used. It just wasn't in our socioeconomic class to even have them, to let alone know what it meant. So I think that if we can demystify that a little bit for people and help people understand how blockchain technology is also different than just NFTs, that it'll pave the way forward for not just more women, but more people in general to transition into the space.
Yeah, I love that. What I think is, I do have a woman empowerment project, so the project is Meta Queens Club, and what I see, a lot of men are coming to my Twitter spaces, to my Discord channel, and they're like, your project is the entry point for our wives, for our girlfriends. So that is one way that you can actually onboard a lot of women, just because there are a lot of men in gaming, there are a lot of men in crypto and NFT space, but they can bring their girlfriends, they can bring their partners. And another thing, I'm going to give you guys 2 points, because I've helped thousands of women get in the best shape of their life. I'm a fitness competitor, and just going to the niche that you already have in Web 2 could be very, very important, and you just onboard them slowly. It's not easy, I've tried. When you start talking about gas fees, they just run away. But slowly they're gonna be onboarded because Ethereum is getting better too with the gas fees. So yeah, my 2 points.
I love that, actually. I want to piggyback off of what you said, sticking to our sweet spot or our niche, right? Onboarding has always been a sweet spot for me. I love teaching people. And I know earlier before I may have sounded like, hey, I'm a cocky gamer. I'm really not. I kind of suck, actually, but I'm fun to watch, so that's good. But what I really love to do and what I've actually brought, I have an operational background. I've led a lot of teams. I love teaching people technical things. And one thing that I've really loved to do in this space, because Discord is like a hot-ass mess. Let's be honest. We all want to die from Discord.
We all hate it.
And it's okay.
We all hate it.
Listen, I've been so not with the Discord, like, because as a gamer, it just ruined the experience for me because it's just a shit show in there. There's just shit flying everywhere, all over. Like, who needs a shill channel? You don't need that. But what we really need is thoughtful onboarding. We need people to actually kind of hold your hand. And I think, you know, what we all kind of talked about too is like women are just, this is not a knock on guys, but we just are really good at that. We're good at the hand holding. We're good at teaching people those things. I know for me personally, like, if I learn something really cool and interesting, I can't wait to share it with somebody else so that they can not only learn it, but they learn it in a way that makes sense for them, and then they can train somebody else to do it. Because listen, the biggest commodity we have in this space is our knowledge, and if we are not sharing it, we're doing everybody a disservice. So if I can leave you with one thing today, it's that you want to share whatever it is you got here. It's so important. If you think you don't have a voice, you think you have nothing to offer, I guarantee you that you do. And you 100%, 1,000,000%, I just made up that percent, you definitely use it. Share it with people. That's the only way we're all going to make this space so much more comfortable to be in.
I love that. And I have to actually just do a quick shout out to a project that we just recently spoke with. It's Everyday Shiro, and she is doing amazing things. She couldn't actually be here because she was sick, but she is, as people are minting, she is literally walking them through on Zoom calls, hand by hand, to figure out how to set up MetaMask and get started with minting her project. And I think it's really cool that...
Love that.
Yeah, she's amazing. So my next question...
Hopefully you enjoyed that little snippet from the NFT.NYC 2022, how NFTs are going to be the next women's empowerment movement. As always, we want to thank you for listening to the Nifty Chicks and remind you to follow us on all the socials. You can find us at the Nifty Chicks. That's the Nifty, Nifty Chicks, CHICKS. And thanks again for listening. Remember, invest in yourself. You are worth it.
Please listen carefully to the following disclaimer. Neither the host nor the guests of the Nifty Chicks podcast are acting in the capacity of financial advisors. We wish to remain transparent and impartial to the NFT community at all times, and therefore, the content provided by the Nifty Chicks hosts and guests are intended for general information purposes only. Nothing written or discussed by the Nifty Chicks hosts and guests should be construed or relied upon as investment, financial, legal, regulatory, accounting, tax, or similar advice. Nothing should be interpreted as a solicitation to invest in any cryptocurrency or NFT, and nothing herein should be construed as a recommendation to engage in any investment strategy or transaction. Please be advised that it is in your own best interest to consult with investment, legal, tax, or similar professionals regarding any specific situation and any prospective transaction decisions. You must do your own research when considering investing in cryptocurrencies or NFTs. We are simply sharing our journey with you as we learn more about the world of NFTs. Happy minting.